Come on, fucking bitch. Yeah, whatever. Get some music going on. Here, make sure it's not like glassy. Why is my brain wanting to yawn now all of a sudden? Jesus Christ. I forgot to do this. There we go. Ugh, fucking hell. Good grief. There we go. Sweet. Jeez. Damn, my brain, it does not want to wake up. Jeez Louise. Goodness gracious. I don't think it will help, but I don't care. I'll get a little bowl going and let that suffice. Because I know it won't help out with the yawning, but maybe it'll distract me enough to think away from it and not realize I'm doing it. Little groany boy. That's the little thing. Oh, fuck. And shit. Ugh. I do not like that. I do not like my yawniness being so persistent. And now a runny nose just has to be like, you know, coming out of nowhere too. That's great. That's awesome. Great. My body does not like me right now. Just thinking about, like, in every different little way to kind of fuck me at this moment. Runny nose, yawning immensely. Feeling all tired, soreness. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, why don't you add, like, you know, just tiny little bits of more bullshit there, body. Just little bits and bits. Let it eventually snap and boil over. Oops. Oh, Jesus Christ. Just hoping that, you know, this yawning would just, like, maybe just go away on its own, but it just hasn't. That's just awesome. Now, if anything, more or less, I really want these goddamn sniffles out. Ugh. Boo. There we go. Let's got this. Oh my god. So at least I got this bowl loaded. And hopefully it'll, at least force the brain to wake up a bit or something. We'll make it. We'll make it wake up. Oh, I almost, like, came home to a fucking panic, honestly. Because when I came home, I was, like, smelling a little something that, like, was cooking. I was like, okay. But it had, like, this, like, burnt smell. I was just like, it was kind of this, like, feeling. I was like, uh-oh. Did my dad, like, fall asleep while trying to make something, and now it's, like, having a house starting to burn down or some shit. Which, no, luckily it wasn't, but I mean, the whole kitchen and the hallway and, like, just pretty much, like, the main rooms of the house were all smoky as shit, though. And, kind of find out it's because, like, the motherfucker doesn't clean that stupid toaster oven, and there's, like, charred up shit on the bottom of it that literally starts smoking up, and it's like, dude, fucking hell. It's like, I mean, I don't even want to use that toaster oven until, like, it's totally cleaned out now at this point, because, like, it's just fucking ridiculous. But I did, I saw there was, like something burning or some shit. He just wasn't doing anything about it. So like for a good like 30 to like 40 minutes or something. Well, maybe not 40 minutes, but at least like a good half an hour. I was just like, fuck. Just like super on edge. Cause it's just like, what the fuck? Like seriously. It's like, if you have a toaster oven that's like smoking up like that, maybe you should fucking clean it. Especially if like it ain't my, you know, shit. Like it's, you know, that's his problem. But it about finna be my problem if the house is gonna probably burn down because he's cooking some shit. It's like, Jesus. At least Zako. Zukov is fine. Though he seemed like he was a little like, you know, yeah, like a little on edge himself. He kind of woke up, like when I came home, he was already like, "Oh my God, you're home!" It's like, yay! Now he's all sleepy. Now it's just being a sleepy boy. Sleepy little thing. Alright, so there's pretty much nothing really going on, too. Might as well at least see if there might be something. See if there at least might be something worth shit. Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. I know at least, like, there's, like, John Oliver who does this shit on Sundays, so, I mean, I guess there's that, but... I mean, that's pretty much about it. That I could think of. And, yeah, not very much, of course. Love it. Oh, speaking of John Oliver, he actually did, that video did get uploaded. 3 minutes? Damn. Shit. Fresh off the grill. Nice. Oh, I'll look at that later. I'm sure that'll probably start, you know, making its way through its little waves and shit. When I go on the homepage again. Like, can you not with that? Like, that ain't funny. Or, like, a meme or anything. Like, just like, fuck a white state. Rather have something like that burned to the fucking ground. Why isn't it funny? Because it's not. I mean, there's nothing even, like, you know, anything implied for amusement in it. What's wrong with white state? It's kind of self-explanatory. What does it mean? I mean, what do you mean, what does it mean? It means, like, you know, an avocation of a white ethno-state. Like, that's usually is, like, what it means. People usually, like, you know, say shit like that, tend to mean it that way. I mean, to be clear, I don't want any fucking, like, specific, like, state like that anyway. Like, whether, like, a white state, black state, whatever the fuck. Which also, like, that couldn't even be agreed upon anyway, because there's, like, you know, a gajillion different, like, little ethnicities and backgrounds when it comes to quote-unquote white. So it's like, I mean, and even then, like, that whole terminology definition's changed, and it hasn't even meant the same, like, because in the past, like, people who were, like, considered Irish and shit weren't, like, necessarily part of the, like, you know, whiteness of Caucasians or whatever the fuck. In fact, there was, like, a lot of, like, pretty, really shady-ass fucking depictions that basically, in artistic renditions that pretty much made them look equivalent to, like, black people, but just Irish. I mean, so it's like, I mean, even like over 100 years ago, like, the idea of what that was different from now. Plus, it's just a dumb, irrational idea anyway. Where'd he go? Oh. Still in that little corner? Goof. white people invented slavery? I mean, slavery is a concept. I mean, no one can really invent that. There's no, like, like, that's not really, like, an invention. I mean, there's, like, the North Atlantic slave trade, which was, like, predominantly, like, you know, like, I guess, like, I don't know, like, predominantly white-controlled, I suppose, maybe because of, like, the British Empire and America and shit like that. But slavery's been around, like, well, and way before then, too. I mean, slavery is just, like, that, again, it's, like, it's a concept. It's not exactly, like, you know, something that could be just, like, straight up, like, invented. Like, plenty of, like, people, cultures, and societies literally all over the world have, and still do, you know, some places practice this shit. Like, I mean, you know, it's pretty heavily loved by capitalism, too, considering there's a lot of, like, you know, of that that's heavily exploited by different corporations, too. So, I mean, it's still practiced done today. Yeah, I'll say that one. See, the Middle East, consider all, what? Pretty sure they weren't. Like, there's still plenty of black people in the Middle East and North Africa. For a black person, literally a slave, a bid. I mean, I don't know much about the Arabic language, so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's, like, word overlaps and shit like that. I mean, like, plenty of, like, you know, languages have that. I mean, I think, like, doesn't the word Slav kind of come from a similar, etymology, too? Taken to the Middle East by Arabs, then Europeans. Also, all the slaves were castrated. Well, you mean with that? Well, no, it does mean wrong about Slav. Well, I wasn't sure. That's why I was asking as a clarifier, like, well, isn't it? You know, because I wasn't sure. but I know at least, like, you know, the word slave comes from the Avnonim Slav. Well, no, that's kind of what I mean. So, well, I guess, okay, I guess, well, what I was asking, like, it was the other way around. Because I know, like, I mean, from what I understand, like, at least, you know, when it came to, like, Germanic people stuff, they called, like, Eastern European Slavs, because, well, a lot of them were used as, like, slaves and shit like that. But, so, I guess I had it flipped, but... Castrated black slaves. Well, I mean, same practice, obviously not as much happened, you know, as well with it when it came to, you know, like, Europeans or Americans too, but, I mean, there was a lot more of a capital interest-based, interest into it, so, you know, it was in the best interest, you know, to keep at least some of them, you know, around, to not be castrated for that. It was a fucking gross-ass system anyway, but, like, in a lot, and, I mean, I know what you mean on that sense, but there's, you know, but I'm saying, I mean, there's still obviously, you know, like, Africans that live in those places still, but, you know, I'm sure maybe some of them due to, you know, like, you know, the historical, like, you know, slave implications of shit, but also probably just due to migration. I mean, it's just a part of the shitty human history of slavery that is just, well, shitty. Doesn't fit with the narrative. What narrative? I mean, I don't think there's like a specific narrative about it. I mean, sure, it doesn't get talked about a lot, but I don't think it's because it's being purposely, like, hidden or something. Because I've heard it talked about before. And it's something that, you know, happens, you know, and where, you know, when conversations, at least when it comes to the broad problems of slavery and shit, I mean, it, you know, it doesn't always get brought up, but I've heard it being brought up and discussed before. The only one said that narrative. I don't think that's like a narrative that's being heavily pushed. I mean, when it comes to like the slave trade in America, like, yeah, it predominantly was, but slavery goes way farther than that. You know, at least, you know, historically, and, you know, obviously by, like, you know, where it's happened and the fact that it still does happen and all that other shit. I think when a lot of people talk about it, they're probably just directly referencing the North Atlantic slave trade with, like, the slave trade in America and shit like that. And not talking about, like, the global, like, elements and implications of all that shit. Which, again, there's, you know, it's every, you know, like, historically, pretty much, like, all over the fucking place. I mean, pretty much, like, every continent, you know, has had it to some degree or another. In various different levels of severity. And with different means and modes of, you know, doing so. I mean, it definitely also isn't an error that the whites did, because if, like, it's biblically supported, like, in the Bible, that, like, none of them were white. We don't like, you know, some Columbus, not Muhammad. Well, like, I mean, Columbus has like an entire like holiday and the whole thing around him and shit. I mean, Muhammad has a whole fucking religion. I mean, so they're, you know, it's like their influences are different in that way. I think it's, at least in the U.S., I think it's, you know, more of a prevalent thing because, well, there's a whole holiday around it. Like, there's like a whole, you know, fucking, like, you know, indoctrination, you know, same with, you know, the teachings of Muhammad as well. There's a lot, you know, I mean, it comes from this, you know, similarity of the indoctrination aspect of it. It's like, you know, being taught, like, oh, it was actually good, and, you know, more positive, and blah, 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 and he actually was a good person, when, no, they weren't. They were utter pieces of fucking shit. It shouldn't be revered in any way outside of, like, yeah, they were a person of significant historical, you know, impact, but that impact ain't good. Almost way more influential. Well, yeah, I'm saying, well, I'm saying they are, you know, have different influences, and one's sure shit way more. I'm just saying, at least for the U.S., like, I mean, the influence of Muhammad in comparison to Columbus isn't as strong, but globally, yeah, definitely. I mean, imagine most of the world doesn't really know or really give that much of a fuck about Columbus in comparison to, like, Muhammad. But in the U.S., it's a little different. Just because, like, you know, more people are aware of Columbus in comparison to, you know, into Muhammad. Obviously, I mean, people would be aware of him, but probably don't really realize, like, all the implications of who the fuck, you know, that person was as a figure. To most Americans, he's just, like, the Islamic version of Jesus or something, you know, to, like, most people. They're like, oh yeah, he did stuff, and he's like the Jesus for Islam or something. Like, most Americans pretty much view it as that and don't really give a fuck. Outside, they don't believe in a real God, because religion is stupid. And if anything, it's just used as a justification for, you know, people to do fucked up atrocities anyway. Or just do fucked up shit. You know, kind of like what Muhammad and Columbus did. For different reasons, but nonetheless, and for different religions, but nonetheless, did it for religion. Which really just kind of shows how, like, you know, much of a negative influence that just religion just has in general. And how much of a staple it is into such, like, you know, rooted, like negative impacts of humanity, especially when it comes to things like slavery, whether it's from like the Middle East, North Atlantic slave trade, you know, or however far back you want to go with it. Like, because I mean, it's a shitty, disgusting part of, like, you know, of the human history and the human contemporary sense of time now, and shouldn't be accepted, regardless of who the fuck is doing it, regardless of how it's happening, regardless of anything. Like, slavery bad, fuck that shit. I mean, it's just, like, I mean, that's at least how it should be treated, especially, you know, when it comes to discussion, you know, regardless of, like, specifically of, like, you know, the historicity of it. It's like, if it would, if, you know, talk about, like, the slave trade in the Middle East, it's still gonna feel the same. Fuck those people, they're a bunch of fucking piece of shit, scummy fucks. You know, let's change, you know, let's just, you know, hope that we can, you know, make our, you know, today and, you know, our future a little better from that. And not be shitty, at least to the point where we eat slave people. Like, you know, I like to, you know, not do that. Man, why is my, like, right nostril the one that's been fucked up with the runny nose shit lately? It's specifically the right nostril, dude. And it's so annoying. Like, the last few days, too, it's like, what the hell? There. Oh, yeah, cool. That jaw off here is still up. And probably after this song, I'll look at that video, see what's going on with his little vid today. It's like a little 26-minute one. Just simply says McKinsey last week tonight. Assume McKinsey is some sort of, like, corporation or some shit. Or think, maybe. Seeing if there ain't anything else, you know, besides that. And there really isn't. There really isn't that much. Boo. Damn. Jim Jordan's got fucked so hard that he's not even running for the speaker anymore. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Of course. Damn, got damn that fireball decided to just, like, burn out quick. Though, to be fair, I'm not surprised. I didn't really see that guy going anywhere. Man, they're really, like, I guess it's just gonna be that John Oliver thing. Because there really ain't nothing. That'd be some bullshit. I do tell you what. Boo. Ooh, Zukov, what's up, Bubba? What you doing over there? What you doing hanging out over there, you little goof? Silly little thing. What are you sniffing into? What are you sniffing in? What are you getting into, you goof? And this dog is a goofball sometimes. Whatever shall I do with this silly little goofball? What are you, like, dude, you got food, you got water, what are you getting into over there? Like, you have your ears back and you're wagging your tail like you're guilty of something. Like, what are you doing? Goofy dog. You know? Hey, what's up? Oh, what I do? Trying to make sure this dog isn't snooping and shit. Little snooper, what are you doing? You're looking at me like you are guilty of something there, buddy. Pretty sure this dog is certainly guilty of something. I don't approve of it. Oh, here. Oh, wait, where'd that damn video go? There it is. Guar. Actually, it was Exodus. That wasn't Guar. That was War's My Shepherd by Exodus. Here we go. I want to find this, and oh my god, of course YouTube is being stupid. It doesn't want to full screen now. How dare you, YouTube? How dare the YouTube doing this stupid shit? There we go. There we go. Cool. And now we're cooking with gas. There we go. Now what are you getting into? Oh my god, you are a freak, dude. You're a freak dog. What are you doing? Okay, I'll turn this up.
The main story tonight
there we go.
Business, a word that somehow describes the front part of the mullet, the second nicest seats on an airplane, and the single saddest room in any hotel. Specifically, we're going to talk about the businesses that make other businesses business their business. Management consultants. There are three big firms.
That was a mouthful of business. So their business is making other businesses their business by getting into their business. Damn.
And tonight we're going to focus on the oldest and largest one.
So time for about a year now. Since last week, I've been using your chat feature and channel. Just myself streams. Nice to finally chat. Right on. Dope. Yeah, well, hey, I mean, I always appreciate the lurkers and the ones that, you know, chat up and stuff, because I always, you know, there's, you know, lurkers that hang around and stuff from time to time, shit. And I always, you know, make sure they get their appreciations too, because I do that a lot on other live streams as well, mostly because by the time other people usually do theirs, I'm usually at work or doing other shit, so it's just like, I can never participate myself usually half the time.
McKinsey & Company. He's been around for nearly a century advising both big companies and government agencies on how to fix their most complex and urgent problems.
McKinsey was founded in 1926 by James O. McKinsey. He was a professor at the University of Chicago and an expert in management accounting. By the 1950s, the firm was assisting the White House with staffing organization, which according to the company would lead to the creation of the Chief of Staff role. In 1970, McKinsey helped create the barcode.
Huh.
Yes, that barcode.
That's actually true. McKinsey did help invent the barcode. I know that.
Oh, well, that's actually interesting. So, these little fuckers that we have on literally everything. Well, okay. I honestly, you know, never really thought about it, but, you know, it was kind of, you know, honestly, that's random, that's honestly a stoner thought I didn't think I thought I would have at some point, but I guess not. But, you know, the thought of, like, whoever, you know, started the barcode, but I guess it technically started with McKinsey, or at least they helped with it. I mean, I didn't necessarily answer, like, who started it, I suppose, just specifically, but they did help with it, I guess.
Maybe thought it was invented by a grocer in the 60s who dreamt of a way for computers to taste fruit. Maybe you thought the beeps were just how the program says yum.
Stoner thoughts rule. Dude, honestly, like, they're some of the best thoughts. Like, you get, like, some of the more ponderous questions with those.
I'm afraid that you're imagining a better world than the one we actually live in. But it's not just barcode innovation. Firms like McKinsey sell themselves as can-do experts who can come in, provide an outside perspective and fix whatever ails the company, whether it's re-engineering an organisational chart, working on digital strategies, or deciding whether to sell off part of their business. You name it, they'll advise you on what to do. And McKinsey's worked with everyone from companies like Coca-Cola, Best Buy, and AT&T, to government agencies like the Department of Defense and ICE. McKinsey is massive.
Been pondering all these strikes across the nation in AI. Yeah, AI has been one thing that I kind of have stoner thoughts about sometimes. I mean, I guess the strikes, that, kind of gets more interwoven into just kind of like labor slash kind of like union thoughts and stuff. But I'm always kind of like having some sort of a back of my mind thought about that at like all times. And honestly, like, when I was reconnecting with one of my old friends, like, funny enough, like, he's pretty much just as pro-union as I am. Like, when I went down to Eugene to reconnect with him for a bit, he was just like, yeah, pretty much, like, everybody should be able to be in union if they want. Like, I mean, it's like, fuck bosses and stuff, bro. It's like, everyone should have one. I'm just like, base, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, he's pretty much just like, with my friend I'm talking about, like, I mean, he pretty much, honestly, hasn't really changed too much besides just his hair's longer and just same positive dude that he always was. So it's just like shit, man. I mean, especially now that like we're more like matured basically, and now like have kind of more of a sense of the world basically in a sense because of that, like just kind of seeing pretty much like the evolution, so to speak, kind of like a Pokemon almost is pretty cool to see in a friend, especially if you haven't seen him since fucking high school, since like it had to be like what fucking like 2015, so at least like damn near 9 years about.
Ubiquitous. It has offices in at least 65 countries and an annual revenue estimated at $15 billion.
Damn.
But McKinsey doesn't see itself as just a bunch of PowerPoint slinging, power suit wearing micromanagers. As you can tell from their recruitment videos, they see themselves as operating as a force for good in the world.
Our purpose is to create positive, enduring change in the world.
The work is...
Okay, that was so... Oh my god, the wave of just like corporate... like shit just like hit me in the face so hard. Oh my god. Man, I hate these like weird corporate little training videos. It takes me back to when I had to do that training for like when I was for working at Safeway and shit, and it's like, oh my god, fuck. Oh my god, I remember like this, what was the most recent one that I did? It was like a couple years back. I think it was over like, if there's like a mass shooting or some shit. It was like one of those stupid videos, and oh my god, the mock-up video that they had was the most silliest, stupidest. Like, I wish I could have recorded it because it was some top tier cringe, bro. Top tier absurdity. Like, you could just tell it was like all ran by nothing more than like a corporate board. It's like, oh, it's gross.
Will matter. What we are doing on a day-to-day basis is really impacting the lives of thousands of people, sometimes more.
What's really great
Oh my god, this is so bad.
about McKinsey is it provides you with an opportunity to...
Oh my god, the music. I now just started hearing the music. It's, what is that weird clown shit? It's like some clown ragtime. It's like, what is it? What? Oh my, I can't. Oh my god, alright. Oh, thank fuck. Okay.
To see themselves as world changers. As a humble McKinsey partner once put it, there are
Holy
only
shit.
three great institutions left in the world: the Marines, the Catholic Church, and McKinsey.
If I'm gonna list like the three great institutions left, like the Marines, the Catholic Church especially, and McKinsey would not be up there. Like, I feel like... I mean, the Marines are known for being a bunch of crane eaters. I don't think I would really uphold them that much. But, I mean, it's like... I mean, fuck. I mean, shit. I mean, at least it would probably make, like, top 200 or something. I mean, they'll make that list. Like, the Catholic Church, they're more like the top, like, three, like, feminist, like, shittiest, horrible, like, corrupt, like... pedophilic, shitty-ass fucking, like, organization ever exists. And McKinsey, well, they're just a corporate entity. Like, I mean, good fucking Christ. Live in Southern California right now. I can get an ounce of weed from the store for $38. That's pretty much about, like, on the cheap end for an ounce around here. Like, it's either... It could be between, like, $35 to $80, give or take. It just kind of depends on the weed. And the store, too, I guess. But yeah, 35 could be on the cheap ass end. I remember back when weed was first legal, that was like for a fucking eighth on the average. Like, and now, like, on average, an eighth can be, like, $18. It's like, shit, dude. Man, I love how, like, you know, inflation might fuck with everything, but if there's one thing that it ain't gonna fuck with, it's weed. That shit will always stay cheap.
This is a hell of a group to...
And the news just said, oh shit, at least in California? Or is that just for the recreational legal states are they doing that? Because if so, then Walgreens, there's Walgreens up here where I live, so I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, but that would actually be kind of cool.
Yourself in. Look, there's just 3 cool guys left in the world now. Henry Kissinger, Kevin Spacey, and me! And the truth is, McKinsey's reputation has taken a bit of a knock in recent years.
Yeah, well, man, Kevin Spacey kind of has that weird, like, Frank Underwood kind of level of cool where, like, I mean, some people mysteriously died under strange circumstances, you know, that were kind of like, you know, maybe going after him for some shit, and it's like, it's, you know, it's like, well, you know, it's like, there's kind of that, but it's not really because I actually like the bastard, it's just more or less like, he's a strange character. A very weird Shakespearean character of a sorts.
Found himself under scrutiny for everything from exacerbating income inequality.
I've seen an eighth for $50. Yeah, well, for me it varies, you know, like, because there are different, like, shelves, you know, so to speak, you know, for different buds, so you can get cheap stuff and you can get some, like, top shelf type of stuff. Like, I mean, so, I don't know, it really does vary a lot around here. I would say the average, you know, is more on the cheaper side of things, but if you wanted to get, like, some, like, you know, like, basically like an Artur, you know, fucking, like, crafted, like, that nug by hand, like, you know, perfectly and sculpted it to, like, perfection of a Christmas tree or something, like, I mean, you know, you can get some of the expensive stuff for sure, but, I mean, most people just, you know, like, either go more in the mid or just kind of get the cheaper stuff, because that shit is usually just as good. Maybe not as, like, totally perfected on, but it's basically the same shit. It's gonna get you good. You know, and so, you know, it's like you know, like, either way, you know, I'm always happy.
To helping market dangerous products to enabling authoritarian regimes. And former employees have pointed out that for all its talk of making the world a better place, it's worked for some of the planet's biggest polluters while getting hundreds of millions of dollars in return. In fact, one of those disillusioned employees paints a pretty damning portrait of what the company is at its core.
They serve a lot of clients with really harmful effects. They know exactly what the repercussions are going to be, and then they say, we're going to do it anyway. And that tells you all you need to know about the firm.
Right.
Because they're there to make money. They're like, oh, there's going to be some negative impacts and ramifications. Fuck it, make money.
That's an inherently alarming thing to hear about a business, isn't it? Generally, you want companies to mitigate harm, not actively seek it out. It's why Lego has a choking hazard warning on its packaging instead of one that says, now with blue raspberry flavor. So if it's that influential, that ubiquitous, and is behind so much harm, tonight, let's take a look at McKinsey. And if this is the first time that you are hearing McKinsey's name, don't be embarrassed, because for a company with so much reach, it's gone out of its way to try and keep a low profile. It doesn't... I
mean, honestly, I mean, these type of firms are, weirdly enough, a dime a dozen. Because there's a firm that actually owns Safeway and Albertsons, because Albertsons bought, like... Okay, this is going to be an octopus web of weird shit. Like, so Safeway got bought by Albertsons, and Albertsons is owned by a capital management firm called Cerberus Capital Management, which is essentially, from what it's, you know, from what I'm getting of McKinsey, it's kind of like a variation of something like that, I guess, or at least, you know, Cerberus is a variation of that, and you know, and so, like, it just seems like, you know, like, it's just a fat fucking, like, weird web of just, like, money-making scheme shit. And Cerberus Capital Management, not only do they have, like, their weird octopus grip, you know, tied into, like, you know, grocery and retail and stuff like that, they got their shit in, like, you know, security tech, fucking, like, military, research and weapons manufacturing. Like, it's fucking wild, like, how much they're kind of interwoven into and shit. Like, you go on the wiki page and you can find at least a little bit of information about some of the stuff I'm talking about. It's kind of a little wild. Watch it for time because remind me of my friends I've had in my life. I'm about to turn 38 next week. I just don't get out anymore. That's it cheers me up. Oh, nice. Oh, hey, that's kind of part of the intention around here. I mean, the vibe is almost kind of like meant to be almost like kind of like a smoke circle in the garage, like the stereotypical like 70s smoke room or some shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I guess in a sense, it works. Like it has its charm. And also, I mean, being 26, I mean, I'm not like I got a lot of people that I know and I'm pretty good friends with that are either like my age or a little older, and around like in that 30 range and stuff. And honestly, like, I think a lot of it's just because I mean, like even though I am technically, I guess, more of a I really honestly call myself a customer, but I'm more technically a Zoomer. But it's like I see myself more on like the millennials side of things, and even a little older to a certain extent generationally in comparison to like Zoomers and stuff. Even though obviously there's a lot of things about Zoomers that I'm, obviously can be okay with. When your AI assist is probably to see you a year or so ago. Oh, right on. What's a Zoomer? It's like people who are. It's like the generation after millennials. So it's like you got the Boomers, and then it's Gen X, Millennial, and then Zoomers, and then it's like Generation Alpha. So that's what Zoomers are. They're they're that generation from like 97, 98 to like what is it, like 2008 or something like that. Something like that.
Its client list and even its offices can be hard to spot.
We stopped
Gen
by
X, I think. Yeah, I think you're more squarely in the Gen X.
Headquarters at 3 World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan.
Well, it's such a powerful company, and yet you'd never know they were here. There's not a single McKinsey sign anywhere. Why is that?
They don't want anyone to know anything about them. They want everything done in secret, and if that includes where they work, then so be it.
Well, that's not innately suspicious at all, is it?
Yeah, so be it. Yeah, they have like, literal like backroom deal secret like chambers and shit. Yeah, so be it, whatever.
You've sealed yourselves inside an expensive glass-fronted nameless lair that is completely invisible to
nameless
anyone,
lair.
They simply type McKinsey into Google Maps. Or happen to hear that journalist say 3 World Trade Center while she literally showed you their address. Kudos, by the way, that was a dick move and I genuinely appreciate it.
I do too, I love it. It's like, yeah, they don't want anyone to know where they are. By the way, here's their address. I love it, dude. Dude, whoever was the cameraman on field that day was a fucking genius.
But discretion is only part of McKinsey's brand. They've also cultivated a reputation for hiring the best and brightest, fresh out of elite colleges and MBA programs. And young, high-achieving types often use a stint at McKinsey as a springboard to bigger things. Former employees include Pete Buttigieg, Senator Tom Cotton.
Wait, whoa. Wait, Booty Juice was like, it used to work for, oh my god. Curious how that was never I never knew that. What? Interesting. Oh, and this fucking weird worm. I think he just said his name. What? Tim Scott?
Folks, Sheryl Sandberg and Google CEO Sundar Pichai. And McKinsey picks its consultants.
That guy too. Okay, so even the Google CEO oh my. Okay, so a lot of influential people and people in power and stuff come from this.
Notoriously rigorous interview process, asking candidates challenging and slightly unconventional questions.
One of the interview questions I was asked in my final rounds was how many pigs are in China, which sounds like a very silly question, but it's a really...
How many pigs are in China?
To test how you think, because it's not only the answer doesn't matter, it's how can you structure a problem, can you take a very nebulous situation and put structure around it in a way that makes sense, and then logically deduce things in order to get to an answer that's meaningful.
So like some weird super psychological like wordplay shit basically. Like that is I'm trying to wonder what like, I mean, she did explain it for a general reason, but I'm trying to kind of like think about like what specifically what would they be looking for? Like, I mean, like, because obviously if someone was asked a question like, well, what the fuck if I know, dude? Like, I mean, that's, I don't know, like $1 billion or something. Like, I mean, like, if someone answered that, they're probably going to think, probably don't want them. But, so I'm guessing they're probably looking for someone that's like, well, interesting question. I don't know off the top of my head, but, I mean, considering, how many are, like, there's definitely way more than, people there probably. So I have to imagine there's maybe approximate, maybe like, like 100 billion or like 1,000 billion or some shit. I don't like, he'll probably at least, have some sort of like deduction, so to speak. And I think that's probably what they're looking for, I guess. Because I don't, it just seems so random. Like, I'm just trying to think about that if I get a job interview somewhere, like, because I've done it before, and it's like, I'm just thinking, it's like, if that was thrown at me, like, I'd be like, I honestly wouldn't know what to answer. I'll be like, I don't know, like, how am I supposed to answer this?
Sure, that is one way to describe it. Another way might be to say that they're just trying to see how good you are at bullshitting your way to a plausible sounding answer, because if a business really needs to know how many pigs are in China, there are ways to find that out, like call Chinese pork magnate Chin Ying Lin, or just Google how many pigs in China, or if you're on your phone, just Google how Kenny oigs in China, because that's still enough for it to go on. Drawing a map, I'm in a hurry, my thumbs are fat and I've got places to be. But once they are hired, McKinsey consultants work insanely long hours while being schooled in the McKinsey way of doing things, something that the firm itself can be pretty insufferable about. A partner once said, "We don't learn from clients. Their standards aren't high enough. We learn from other McKinsey partners." A sentence so smug that even if you just read it, you'd have automatically heard my accent in your head. Because that's not just smug, that is British Empire smug. And the thing is, that level of swagger might make some sense if McKinsey's advice was consistently novel and brilliant. But it's had some big misses. Famously, in the early 1980s, its client AT&T asked McKinsey to estimate how many cell phones would be in use in the world by the turn of the century. And McKinsey concluded that the total market would only be about 900,000 phones total, which persuaded AT&T to pull out of the market for a while. And to be fair, McKinsey were only off by around 739 million, or 82,000%. But even when they are troubleshooting existing...
Jesus Christ. I mean, that's what happens when you start bullshitting in a fucking answer. Like, oof. Damn. Like, man, I bet AT&T probably got fucked by that a little bit. Like, for a good minute there, and realizing, and you're like, oh shit, damn it, they fucking let us trade this. What the fuck?
Their bespoke solutions can be blindingly obvious. Just watch as one McKinseyite brags in a promotional video about the firm's ability to come up with unique solutions.
We were serving an energy client, and their problem was that they have offshore drilling rigs, and they had stacks and stacks of paper invoices that they would fly out to these rigs in the middle of the Gulf Coast in hurricane weather to have to get somebody to sign off and then helicopter back to headquarters. We brought in a team that had...
In a fucking hurricane? What? Why? That is like... what? That is like the last thing you want to be doing in a fucking hurricane. It's like, oh yeah, let's take a helicopter trip just to sign off on some fucking papers. Like, couldn't you, like, I don't know, reschedule that by like a day or two?
Partners who were experts in the energy sector. We had partners who were experts in procurement as a function. And they were able to get together with...
Were they adrenaline junkies too, flying helicopters to hurricanes?
And say, actually, we don't know if signatures are really required for this.
Yeah.
So, oh my god. So doing them for no reason?
No shit! I'm not sure it speaks that well of you that you needed the digital team and experts in the energy sector and procurement as a function, whatever the fuck that means. To get to the conclusion, why not send an email instead of a fucking helicopter?
In a hurricane!
That's not a one-off. Over the years, there have repeatedly been grumbles that McKinsey oversells its brilliance. In the words of one Fortune story, while some of its work can be highly sophisticated, much of the time, the firm merely reorganises sales forces or designs by-the-numbers downsizing to reduce overhead. And those are just obvious first-thought ideas. Essentially, McKinsey is a firm that projects a huge amount of confidence to sell a frequently unremarkable product at sky-high prices, making them truly the Salt Bay of companies.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I mean, like, this is kind of unfortunate, like most companies in a lot of ways, but, like, at least, you know, a lot of those said companies do put out products because they kind of have to at least, you know, put something out there that's worth a fuck. I mean, but when it's just tied into, like, you know, management consultancy or whatever the fuck, like, I mean, at that point, you know, you could literally be jerking dick and not give a fuck, and, like, I mean, you could still be making bank, basically. You could just bullshit your way through everything and just, like, you know, and, yeah, and just basically, like, you know, fail your way to success.
Salt before, but have you ever had it from a douche? And
from a douche.
Let's talk for a minute about downsizing, because there is a long history of companies bringing...
Oh my god, you know what? I gotta replay that. Oh my god. Have you ever... oh my god.
You've had salt before, but have you ever had it from a douche? And let's talk for a minute about downsizing, because there is a long history of companies...
Oh my god. Okay, that was generally a fucking banger. Oh my god. Man, okay, like, fuck. It's kind of hard to top off, like, him literally, like, taking a fucking torch and torching a head of lettuce in his studio. I mean, it's kind of hard to top that. I mean, but... shit.
In consulting firms like McKinsey, and very soon after, aggressively cutting costs. This gets dressed up with fancy terms like finding efficiencies and organisational streamlining, but what that often amounts to is mass layoffs. And look, layoffs are sometimes necessary, but they're always painful. And much more painful than some mid-20s Ivy Leaguer who fancies himself a business genius might realise. 24 years ago, McKinsey allowed a documentary crew rare access to film a training session for young consultants, going through an exercise where they role-played advising a real-life client. Here they are, joking about how they would break the news that layoffs were going to be necessary.
We've got a very simple strategy. Just boom, 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 boom. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
I've heard better singing from drunks at the karaoke bar.
That's not our communication strategy.
Look, interesting. Yeah, that won't be our communication strategy. Just putting that out there.
But if all those dickheads exploded, I would absolutely spin around singing It's Raining Men.
It's raining man. Hallelujah. It's raining man. Hey, hey. Dude, that honestly is a fucking banger song.
Emblematic of a major role that consultants like McKinsey play, essentially allowing executives to say, I know job cuts are bad news, but it's what McKinsey told us to do.
You know what? Extra points if anyone knows the band or the, I guess, you know, the group, because I do.
As one book on the company put it, they are without question the go-to consultants for managers seeking justification for savage cost-cutting, as well as a convenient scapegoat on whom to blame it. Though there is one area where McKinsey has historically advised the exact opposite of cost-cutting, and that is executive pay. Starting in
Tragedy. Oh, Rip City, Jesus Christ. That was a tragedy of an answer. Now, hey now, the weather girls are here to give you the forecast. And the forecast says, it's raining, man. Dude, it's the weather girls. Like, come on, dude. Wow. Oh, dude, the answer itself was a tragedy.
A consultant of theirs named Arch Patton started advising corporate leaders that they were underpaid, writing books like Men, Money and Motivation, Executive Compensation as an Instrument of Leadership. His advice was so wildly popular that for a time, Patton personally accounted for almost 10% of the firm's billings.
You mean, somebody once told me to yeah, I don't know the rest of it, but yeah, that one. Oh my god. And also, I'm not surprised that, like, this guy's advice of, like, hey, underpay the fuck out of people. Like, underpay your workers. Like, that was popular advice. Like, hey, I mean, you know, honestly, shocker, that was popular advice during the fucking Gilded Age. Like, I mean, you know, and pretty much before then, too, and beyond as well. Like, so, I'm pretty sure when it comes to these, like, kind of pig dog motherfuckers and shit, like, in these executive cutthroats and these capital owners and shit, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's always been a very popular position by them.
It came to be seen as a major.
I mean, if anything, they'll probably make you pay you to, or like, if anything, they'll try to make you pay them, to work for them. Be like, oh, you actually need to pay me for the time that you're using, wasting my time producing a shit.
To skyrocketing executive pay. In fact, when he was asked in the 80s about how he felt about the effect of his work, his reply was simple: guilty. And while it's...
Yeah, I wonder if that was just more of a snarky thing, like, guilty. Instead of, guilty. Like, genuinely, like, pondering it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's more like, guilty.
Engaged tone from that. I'm just going to hope that it was a sober, reflective guilty, and not, as seems much more likely, a naughty, mischievous guilty.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Who spikes the punch? So, to recap, McKinsey's advice can be expensive but obvious, its predictions can be deeply flawed, and it's arguably helped supercharge economic inequality in this country. All of which is pretty striking, coming from a company whose leader you've already seen sum up its fundamental mission like this.
Our purpose is to create positive, enduring change in the world.
Yeah, but is it though? Because let's talk.
Positive and enduring change for the world for you fuckers. Oh my god. I just realized that, oh my god, I didn't even really look at him. Dude, that is the look of a fucking serial killer. That is a look of a man that will turn your skin into furniture, dude. And like make your stomach into like water jugs. Like, and make your skull cups. Like, like, I mean, dude, that looks, this is like a bald Jeffrey Dahmer if I've ever seen one. Like, holy fuck.
About that. A quick look at McKinsey's client list shows a bunch of companies going out of their way to do the exact opposite of positive, enduring change. Because it's not just those oil and gas companies that I mentioned earlier. The firm also began counseling the tobacco industry in 1956, well after we knew smoking caused cancer. You might be thinking,
oh, wow, I wonder, curious.
Oh, come on, John, it was the 50s. Lots of people were okay with smoking back then. But you should know McKinsey only stopped working with tobacco companies in 2021.
What? Wait. 2 years ago? No, what the fuck, dude? Oh my god.
It is, and this is true, too late. That'd be like finding out that Subway dropped Jared's contract today. Wait, he was still in commercials from prison? How could anyone think that this was okay? And if you think that was damaging, McKinsey's also worked with Purdue Pharma. They actually made nearly $84 million in fees from Purdue for advice on how to, quote, turbocharge sales of OxyContin.
Wow, go fucking, dude. Like, it's basically like, the weird, like, robber baron, like, it's like the literal, like, demonic souls of, like, the robber barons of the 1890s just manifested into this company. Because, like, everything about, like, Standard Oil back in the day and all those, like, fucking, monopolists from back in the day and shit, like, holy like, it basically, like, ascended, or I guess descended, into this McKinsey company and shit. Well, the motherfucker, started this shit in, what, 26? Like, so, he was alive around that time when this shit, dude, so, yeah, like, I mean, like, its whole, like, modus operandi from the fucking beginning was to essentially continue that. Like, I mean, that's essentially this whole company's purpose. It's to just essentially reinstate the fucking Gilded Age. Like, holy shit.
Listen to the AG of Massachusetts explain just how intimately McKinsey was involved in Purdue's...
I've never heard of this company before, but only halfway through this, and oh my fucking god, can we burn all of it to the ground? Like, holy shit, and take every asset. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, holy shit, this is, like, this is like, like, channeling the soul of Marx in me now. If they're gonna channel the Gilded Age freaks of the day, I'm gonna channel his ass.
Actually went with Purdue sales reps to doctors' offices here in Massachusetts to critique them on how effective they were at selling OxyContin.
It's true. They did ride-alongs. And honestly, I didn't think I could have any sympathy for Purdue sales reps until I learned that they were trapped in a car with a McKinsey consultant for hours. Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, man, you know what? Yeah, leave it to John Oliver to, like, make me kind of feel bad for, like, a Purdue executive fuckwit. Like, oh my god, they were trapped in with these weird sociopathic freaks, like, you know, in cars, like, on a little ride-along, just around town. Oh, dude, oh my god. I mean, gee, man, I would want to literally just, like, obliterate myself and just, like, succumb myself to, like, a volcano or something, you know, after having to deal with that. And I'm just thinking about it and I want to do it.
That you went to Harvard. Can we please just be quiet and go sell some poison? But it's not just private companies. Remember, McKinsey's frequently hired by government agencies too, where again, their advice has not brought universally positive change. For instance, in 2014, New York City brought McKinsey in to figure out how to reduce violence at Rikers, a project whose cost ballooned to $27 million. People asked questions at the time about whether that was a good use of money. But the head of the city's corrections back then insisted that McKinsey was worth every penny.
If we made any progress, it was because of McKinsey's help in areas that we needed help in.
Wow, that is some high praise there to claim that.
Wow. Wow, you sound so confident with that.
McKinsey was the sole reason.
It's just the main reason. Here what it says. Or is it going to be regarded? I'm muted. I'm muted? Am I no longer muted? Beam ba ba bing ba boom. Am I muted now? Wait. Boom. Okay, alright, well, it's back. Oh, is it back now? Okay, alright, are we Gucci's now? Because I was about to... You mute again. Well, am I now, or am I back? Okay. I'm not touching anything anymore. So, okay. Always Gucci. Anyway, hey, alright. I think I might have just accidentally, like, you know, clicked a thing, but here. Alright, well, here, we'll try to get this Reddit thing back. Let's see if it wants to cooperate here. Since now, okay, so I might have accidentally, you know, glanced at the mute button by accident. Yeah, just get me on the fucking app, Reddit, holy shit. There we go. Okay, you know, here, let me bring this back up too, so we can actually see what the hell we're doing. Found us on Twitter, same pronoun represent, wait, what? Transit soda? Like, what the fuck? Upper Socialism Lake, Lower Socialism Lake, Women's Rights Lake, Gay Luth, Minority River, Liberals Lake, Moorhead. I get it. Saint CRT, Saint Gender River, Womenopolis, Saint Pronoun, Minority River, Trans-Soda River. It needs to be the Trans-Soda. Gay Luth is a beautiful time this year. Dude, what is this? What the fuck? We have a real town called Gaylord, Wyoming, the gem on the prairie, which stands on shores of Beatles Lake Titlow. Yeah, I remember looking that up one time. I used to work at Arby's, so it would be a good name for a punk song. I used to work at, you know, I could see that as kind of like almost like kind of a institutionalized-esque style punk song. Used to work at Arby's and how all these stupid fucking Karen bitches yelling at me, and then they just kind of go on a little rant or something. More of a ska fan than just punk, to be honest. Yeah, I'd love me some ska too. Actually, this band right here is some really good ska core. I mean, you've been saying you've been checking me out for a year, so I'm sure you probably have seen some of my uploads of them. But I mean, at least for Los Monblatos, I mean, they're really good quality ska core, at least. Which I think we really think would be a genre, honestly, but, dude, holy shit, they go fucking hard. Boast ones. Wait, what? Mighty Bow Stones. Oh, Boss Stones. I like ska, so especially underground bands. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's honestly, like, you know, the best way to experience, like, ska, punk, and, you know, like, in metal, too, in some way, in some cases. It's just, like, going to, like, underground bands, you know, or, like, underground shows, or, like, house shows, or, like, little festivals, too, because you can usually find, like, kind of, not maybe necessarily, like, underground bands, so to speak, but they're not mainstream, and they're pretty obscure anyway, so I guess they're kind of, like, more on the, like, upper end of the underground scene. You know, they're kind of, like, in that middle, like, you know, in a way. Like, they might not, you know, like, because the show on Friday that I went to, like, you know, there's, like, you know, big names that have been around for a while, like DRI and Fang, but, you know, there's, like, you know, bands that aren't necessarily full on underground, like Death Wish or Badass and, you know, Surgery Without Research and shit like that, but, you know, they've been around for a while, and, you know, are, like, at least above the underground scene, so to speak, but they're not, like, mainstream, or, like, you know, or people know them as much, or, you know, at all necessarily, but at least they have enough of their clique, you know, to where, you know, they stand out enough. Which in a lot of ways, like, a lot of those type of bands, and, you know, kind of prefer it that way, because, like, those type of genres tend to be a little bit more, you know, like, preferable to that type of atmosphere, which, honestly, I love it, you know, so I'm okay with that. It's not a complaint to me.
Progress made that right.
Holy shit, whoa. Holy shit, did the Matrix break, you know, with John Olive there for a second? Oh my god, it's a whoa.
Be a pretty impressive.
He just had, like, you know, like a half a frame a second, like, moment right there. Holy shit.
You didn't know anything about the state of Rikers. So what imaginative strategies did McKinsey try to implement? Oh, I don't know, just fun things like expanding the use of tasers, shotguns, and aggressive dogs.
Shotguns?
It's some very outside-the-box thinking for people literally trapped inside boxes. But his big project was an anti-violence program called Restart, and it claimed that violence had dropped more than 50% in the Restart facilities, which sounds great. Unfortunately, it turned out that number was bogus, because jail officials and McKinsey consultants had reportedly jointly rigged the Restart program by stacking the units with inmates they believed to be unlikely to get into fights or to attack staff in the first place. And while McKinsey, to this day, defends that program and denies skewing the results, it is notable that when ProPublica later crunched the numbers for Rikers overall, they found that jailhouse violence there had actually risen at nearly 50% since McKinsey began its assignment. And
well, since they were kind of encouraging the use of shotguns, like attack dogs and tasers and all that shit, I wonder why. Oh, I wonder how that could have happened. Shocker.
You kind of got to hand it to McKinsey there. Not many firms could get paid $27 million of taxpayer money to leave Rikers somehow even worse. And it's not just jails. McKinsey's government clients also include...
You know what? Is fucking Patrick Bateman, like, running this shit? You know what? I thought it was like the robber barons of the Gilded Age, but goddamn. Like, holy shit. I mean, holy crap. This is like some Patrick Bateman shit.
Regulators, which can get a little weird
I'm about to sneeze.
when you consider that McKinsey also represents corporate clients. For instance, remember how it worked with Purdue Pharma? While it was working for them, it was also working...
Oh my god, I have this, like, feeling to sneeze, but it just won't happen. Oh my god. Oh, I hate that. Fuck.
The FDA. That sure seems like a clear conflict of interest, and it was one that even Mr. Positive and Enduring Change here found a little hard...
Mr. Bald-ass Patrick Bateman looking fuck.
...to explain to Congress after the fact.
Okay, so let me ask you, did you disclose to the FDA...
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Porter. Dude, she's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. Dude, when you see a clip of her, you know, grilling someone, you know it's going to be good.
McKinsey's work at the same time? Did you disclose to the FDA that McKinsey was working at the same time it was working for the FDA, that it was working for Purdue? Did you disclose that to the FDA?
We made clear in multiple instances that the individuals involved had experience in both pharmaceuticals and opioids.
Reclaiming my time. Mr. Sternfels, they didn't have experience. They were the identical humans working for both at the same time.
Exactly. And there's a big difference.
And he had to be wishy-washy and not give an answer. You gotta love the corporate non-answer. I mean, and, you know, Katie Porter is at least a rare politician that actually gives a fuck and is actually like a genuine person. And it's like, man, I like, you know, and that's why I like her. She's famous because she always brings out the fucking whiteboards and like, you know, writes some shit up and stuff. Dude, she is fucking like a firebrand. You know, she's not really that well known, unfortunately, but holy fuck, she's a firebrand.
Having experience working for both and actively working for both at the same time. It's the same difference between telling your wife about your ex-girlfriend and telling your wife about your current girlfriend. One is dramatically worse than the other. And Katie Porter was right there. There were multiple instances of McKinsey consultants working for both Purdue and the FDA at the same time. At one point, 4 consultants working on an FDA contract to enhance drug safety were simultaneously working for Purdue on projects designed to persuade the FDA of the safety of Purdue's product.
Oh my fucking god. Bruh, that is... Oh my fucking god. This kind of... Dude, like... Holy shit. The amount of, like, things that I'm kind of, like, you know, thinking about, like, when it comes to things like the opioid crisis, so this shit, when it comes to, like, you know, the mass wealth income and inequality, like, all these things, like, is McKinsey really, like, a major, like, arm of, like, of web of influence in this shit? And, like, because holy fuck. It doesn't seem like it's, you know, just directly because of, you know, the corporations themselves, because obviously they are. Well, this one being one of them, actually. But it's because this this fucking company, like, basically, it's like an enforcer and, like, a persuader, and essentially, like, the backroom dealer, essentially, like, that middleman, basically, that helps make the dealings what they are. Like, I mean, in a way, they seem like, at least in some part, directly responsible for the opioid crisis that we do have. It's not just the pharmaceutical industry, because, like, these motherfuckers helped, consulted them, not necessarily persuade, but just consulted them on how to maximize that fucking profit and damn the consequences type of shit. I mean, because he was saying that from earlier, like, they didn't really give a fuck about what negative outcomes might happen, just fuck it. You know, we're gonna make our money. So it's like, I mean, it just seems like a crazy backroom level web of, like, mafioso crazy shit on top of the already crazy backroom dealing mafioso crazy shit that happens with this, like, you know, corruption. It's like, holy fuck. I mean, it's like a lot. I guess in a way that's why, like, so much of our system is just kind of out in the open. Because there's a lot of companies like McKinsey, and McKinsey being probably the biggest dog of them all when it comes to this, being the biggest, like, alpha dog in the pack, so to speak, like, that essentially are some of the more, like, you know, like, move makers, so to speak, when it comes into decision makers at the end of the day. Because they're the ones who kind of consult with it, you know, or the main consultors of these decisions. And, you know, a lot of these bigger companies like Purdue from Coke, you know, or, you know, Coca-Cola, you know, from all these other companies, like, they're essentially more or less like the front face, you know, fall guys. And that's why they all have their stupid bullshit PR and all that other shit. Like, they don't really necessarily have it as much because they don't really need to, because their main emphasis is just be the backroom dealer. Just make it so no one really knows about us. You know, try to keep our name out of, you know, people's mouths as much as possible. Like, that's their forte. So they don't really have that much of an interest for PR. Like, I mean, it's like, Jesus, dude. Like, it really kind of shows, like, how mafiaistic, you know, like, some of these corporations really are. And honestly, it just kind of shows, I think, you know, like, I mean, the mafia's never really died. They just made their businesses all legit because they just, like, interwoved it into just, like, basic, you know, business dealing. That's essentially, they just, like, made it all official instead.
Even had them writing scripts for Purdue to use in a meeting with the FDA on the safety of pediatric OxyContin. Pediatric Oxy! Oxy for kids! You know, just like in that episode of...
Bruh. Dude, like, Oxy's for kids, like, but like the inner Scotsman in me is just screaming for the burden.
The Explorer, when backpack is getting a bit too heavy and Boots gives her a little something to take the edge off. Now, McKinsey claims there was no conflict there and that the nature of their work for the FDA and Purdue was different, which is a little hard to take, considering that they sold themselves to Purdue at the time with the notion that they had special insights into the FDA. They told Purdue in 2014 that they brought...
You know, I bet they really did. I bet, like, you know, they probably had, like, you know, consultants who were probably, like, you know, also, like, you know, staffers at the FDA as well, working, like, 2 jobs, so to speak.
Unequaled capability based on who we know and what we know, including the FDA, who we have supported for over 5 years. So hold on, McKinsey.
I wonder what that means.
Which is it then? Was the work you did for the FDA totally different? Or did it help you bring an unequaled capability to Purdue? Because it can't be both. This isn't Schrodinger's contract. You don't get to claim it's both relevant and unrelated depending on who the fuck you're talking to. And at this point, I could stop. Tobacco, opioids, Rikers, those are already some pretty unpleasant stains on a company's record. But here's the thing. All the examples so far are just from the US. Remember, McKinsey now has offices all over the world. And from them, they have cozied up to some truly terrible clients. They've worked for a Russian defense contractor and are so deeply entrenched in the government of Saudi Arabia that Saudi Arabia's planning ministry has been dubbed the Ministry of McKinsey. And
Is that really... Hold on. Is that actually a thing? I'm looking that up. No way. Is it just dubbed that? Or is... I'm actually looking that up. Hold on. No way. What? History. No, not the band. Yeah. I mean, it's at least nicknamed that. Wow. Damn. See?
Loudly defend its work there, saying that it feels it's making the country a better place. But that feat of...
Sure.
Little gymnastics
we'll go with that.
got a little trickier after Jamal Khashoggi was assassinated. Just a few months later, McKinsey's head at the time was on CNBC trying to defend its work in the country and reassuring everyone that it had a strict moral code.
The work that we do, and we think very hard about the work that we do, needs to be work that does make a positive difference. Sure.
Whoa, what the fuck? This looks like a goddamn, like, evil alter ego of John Oliver. Holy shit, what the fuck? Yo, why is your evil brother on here, John?
That's what I'm focused on.
Doing business with a murderer is okay by you?
No, it's absolutely not.
Okay, and when you find out that your client is a murderer, you do what?
You walk.
You walk.
Oh, you walk, do you?
Well, evidently you didn't in this case. And also, like, I mean, to the United States government don't either, because we're still, you know, heavily, you know, interwoven in a bunch of business dealings with them despite that. In fact, we kind of helped orchestrate that shit anyway.
Good, except here's the thing.
We gave them the green light.
They didn't walk. Their client killed and dismembered a journalist, and McKinsey responded by participating in a major Saudi investment conference that same month, even as other companies pulled out. So unless you walk is short for you walk to the front of the line and pick up your lanyard for another fun weekend at the Journalist Chopping Business Jamboree, you are full of shit. Wait, because it gets even worse. Because it later emerged that in one of McKinsey's reports, it highlighted 3 people who drove negative conversation on Twitter about Saudi government policies. This is that slide, featuring names, pictures, criticisms, and follow accounts. And subsequently, some of those people were...
Major influences in Saudi driving discussion regarding austerity measures.
You're not going to believe this. Targeted by the Saudi government. In fact, one of their phones was hacked, revealing communications with, you guessed it, Jamal Khashoggi. Now, at this point, I have to tell you, McKinsey insists there is no evidence the slide deck was connected to the death of Jamal Khashoggi or exposed dissidents, and that the deck wasn't prepared for the Saudi government. In fact, when this story initially came to light, they said the report's intended primary audience was internal, and that they were horrified by the possibility, however remote, that it could have been misused in any way.
Yeah, sure. Like the amount of like weird, like just denial of like just no. That's like their PR basically. It's just no. Like I mean, they want to just be like such the backroom dealers. Like whenever like shit is mentioned like hey what about this? They're like no, nah. Just literally just nah.
But come on! It's Saudi Arabia! Even if that report didn't fall into their hands, and please, what part of the way Saudi Arabia operates made you think that a McKinsey-curated list of shit-talking dissidents would be a good thing to put together? You're working in one of the rootinest, tootinest, journalist-shootinest regimes in the Middle East. And you figured it was completely fine to draw up a list like this.
Well, I mean, Israel's kind of competing with that. They like to shoot journalists, too, so, I mean...
Because the potential for misuse was remote? What are you talking about? This is a government led by Mohammed bin Salman, a man who, and this is true, once detained his own mother.
Wait, he actually did that? What? Oh my god, how much do you have to hate your mom to just like be like, nah, fuck. Well, I mean, unless she's a egregious piece of shit. Well, she did birth you, so I mean, there is that. I mean, well, I mean, but what the fuck?
Did you think that if MBS were to stumble across a list of his haters, he'd just send them a big, no hard feelings about all the dissident stuff edible arrangement? The fuck is wrong with you? And for what it's worth, a former McKinsey consultant has called that whole internal document excuse utter horseshit. And look, McKinsey will claim that all the examples I've given you tonight are just isolated cases, not representative of their work overall. What's more, they'll say that they've revamped their policies on client selection and that if a client or proposed project falls short of our standards, we will not do the work. Although they are still working in Saudi Arabia, so their standards seem at best fucking flexible.
Yeah, they seem pretty flexible. Like it seems like if you scratch your back enough and grease the palms enough, then they'll work with you. That seems to be what their standards are. It's like if they fall short of the fact that they don't give us enough money, then yeah, we won't work with them. That like it's kind of curious how they don't really exactly mention the standards of what they propose. They just say it doesn't fall for our standards, whatever. It's like yeah, because if you don't make enough money off of it, then you ain't gonna work with them. Like that's your fucking standard because you're money making fucking mafioso like management consulting firm. So it's like that has apparently like. Interwoven itself into like long-term fucked up bullshit that our country's been facing for decades. So it's like yeah, now y'all deserve to be burned to the ground.
They also want me to tell you that they
like my fucking withering mortis is gonna be coming out here.
A lot of projects like helping clients deploy vaccines or supporting refugees and rebuilding it in Ukraine, which is very nice. But think of it like this: how many uplifting McKinsey projects like More Snuggles at the Puppy Factory or Make Grandma Live Forever would you need to hear about to effectively counterbalance, turbocharge the opioid epidemic, help fuck up Rikers even more, and make a Saudi Arabian snitch list? And look, it's not just McKinsey with these issues. Their main competitors have had them too. BCG was also in deep with the Saudis, and Bain was banned from state contracts in South Africa for a decade thanks to its role in a massive corruption scandal. And I'm not...
Wow.
Even saying...
Man, when you're so bad, even South Africa's like, nah, you're banned from even doing business here for like a decade. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, how fucked are they? Like, How bad is Bane, like, you know, for that to be the case? Like, what the fuck?
Consulting industry should be abolished. Getting outside feedback on best practices.
And yes, that should be the case. Yeah, like, honestly, all these type of fucking, you know, companies, they should not exist. Like, they're literally there to essentially, like, fuck everything up, you know, and make them and their clients a fuckload of money.
Make a lot of sense for an organization. We certainly need to preserve a career path for high-achieving Type A bullshitters who don't want to commit to law school and want to spend their prime years flying business class to Dallas. Companies can feel free to hire as many fresh-faced dork sociopaths as they want to take the heat for whatever layoffs and or atrocities they were already launching in the first place. It's a free country, or not, depending on where the McKinsey office is. But if their work, as they claim, really does impact the lives of millions of people, they shouldn't get to be invisible, and they should expect much more accountability for their mistakes. And until such time as that happens, the very least they can do is be a bit more transparent with their recruiting videos going forward.
Oh shit, oh.
Hi there. Here at McKinsey, we're an elite group of strategists, thinkers, analysts, innovators, guys named Braden, and Delta Platinum's 5 miles of work.
I already knew this was gonna be good. Just
here to drive client success in any business venture. We're proud to say McKinsey alums include many of the most powerful people on earth. And also, Pete Buttigieg.
McKinsey genuinely believe great consultants can come from anywhere. That's why our workforce features an incredibly diverse array of graduates from all over the Ivy League.
So if you're an ambitious college senior or an MBA graduate who needs to be told you're special...
Is that Bush? No, that ain't. From a distance it did.
We'd like you to consider a career at McKinsey.
The best part of my Harvard education was the look on people's faces when I said, I go to Harvard. I'm really passionate about belonging into groups that impress people, and so
and snorting a lot of cocaine.
To continue that at McKinsey has been very fulfilling.
One of the interview questions I was asked in my final round was, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Sounds like a silly question, but it's actually a smart way to test your approach to problems and how many billable hours you can talk for. In my case, a lot.
Here at McKinsey, you'll have the opportunity to change the world by serving a surprisingly wide array of clients.
But not just anyone. For instance, we proudly don't work for tobacco clients and haven't since the start of this sentence.
We've got clients that appeal to every interest, local interests, foreign interests, and even conflicts of interest.
I worked for the FDA and Purdue Pharma at the same time. I can't believe I was allowed to do that. My mom did say, shouldn't that be illegal? And that made me really worried until I remembered she's not a consultant. Of course you wouldn't understand. I was basically talking to an ape.
We hold our employees and our clients to a higher personal and ethical standard. Core McKinsey values will always lead us.
Do you have a phone call?
Not now.
It's the Saudis?
Saudi government.
Actually, I do have to take this. I think it might be about the thing.
Thing, huh?
You've got Braden B.
But the point is, you'll be using your big, special, early 20s brain unencumbered by practical experience to develop bespoke, tailored solutions to address companies' specific needs.
What we're recommending is finding significant efficiencies by laying off the people at the bottom of the company and paying more to the people at the top.
That's me! Yes! With the money signs?
Yes!
It's me at the top!
Okay. Look, we believe there are 3 great institutions left in the world: the Marines, the Catholic Church, and McKinsey.
That's because the mark of any good institution is matching outfits, evasion of responsibility through institutional secrecy, and the misplaced belief that you're saving the world. Because at the end of the day, we're McKinsey.
We're McKinsey.
We're McKinsey.
We're McKinsey.
and we're capable of anything.
And culpable for nothing.
I love that line.
I mean, it's true. We can't, they can't touch us.
It's true.
Damn. Oh my god. Man, I love the corporate parody videos. Like, the parody videos are great. Like, oh my god, that was a good one. Damn. Beautiful. Hail to the new king. And I think I need to literally do this because for some reason Reddit hates your links. Yep. See, I don't know why it literally does this. Okay, here we go. Ooh, it's live right now. That makes you question how they're not dead yet. So is this right here? My dad makes some really terrible decisions but never gets hit with serious consequences for them somehow. Hey, like Mackenzie. Dropped out of high school after 9th grade to do drugs full time. Still landed a good job at 18 working offshore. Probably going doing helicopter trips with Mackenzie for hurricanes. Shit like that. Once got super high in a tree house with his best friend, huffing paint out of paper bags, which they stupidly tied to their faces for some reason. Before they both passed out and fell 15 feet out of the treehouse, best friend's paper bag was knocked off, and he woke up. Saw that his bag was over his face, and he pulled it off, saving his life. Jesus fucking Christ! Oh my God! Used to drive drunk or stoned almost every day. No accidents. Oh my God! How's this person not died? Gave himself hepatitis C sharing needles many years later. Around the time he finally started seeing the effects of it, he learned that there were clinical trials going on for hepatitis C sufferers. Somebody managed to join up. It was probably cured for free. That's good. Got fucked up at a bar and told a semi-pro boxer that he was going to kick his ass. Still had a chipped front tooth from that counter. Well, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that doesn't grow back. Zoomed up a ramp and jumped a road construction site on his motorcycle once, only to discover in midair that the traffic was being diverted around the construction, not off an entirely different direction, so he was going to be T-boned somebody when he came down. He laid the bike down as it landed and slid under a moving truck, somehow avoiding being crushed, and his bike was destroyed while he walked away with only superficial injuries. I don't even think he got arrested for that stupid stunt. I was a little kid at the time. I remember watching his girlfriend taking broken glass out of his bag. Oh, fucking ow. More recently, he ordered a half pound of weed for the mail. Still super legal in my state. Then postal inspector caught it. Dad simply denied knowing anything about it. And for some reason, the inspector was like, okay, and didn't even look into it at all. Because most people don't give a fuck about weed. Yeah, and the most basic investigation could be revealed that I used a credit card to pay it. For it on PayPal, and I've been texting the supply for weeks. What the fuck, dog? We couldn't have pressed time for that. I keep going, but you get the idea. He's about to be 65, still doing stupid shit, and miraculously avoiding serious repercussions. My mom, who was wisely divorced when I was 4, is always says Garner Angel must be exhausted. Postman keeping it for himself. Yeah, probably. Is your dad Frank Gallagher? I mean, holy shit. I mean, for real. Dude. That... I mean, my God. I don't even know what to say to that one. Like, holy shit. I mean, that's actually kind of impressive in a way. Dude, like, I mean, how in the fuck is that motherfucker not dead? He's 65 and that's whole, oh my God. How? I don't know. Dude, oh my God. Dude, just with this story there, I would expect that guy to probably be dead by the time he was like 40, but he's 65. I mean, like, holy shit. Australia reaches deal with China over a wine dispute? Like wine? Like the alcohol? Australia reached a deal with China to move forward to resolve its World Trade Center dispute over wine? China's Commerce Ministry said two sides have reached a consensus with the WTO wine dispute. Dude, really? Wine? Huh? Dude, it's on Wind Tower. Is there context in the comments, maybe? I am so confused. We mean much less words. I mean, yeah, shit, I don't disagree with that. Something is yeah, literally no one's saying, okay, whatever. I mean, I guess it's a good thing. What state you living in? Oregon? China wants to go to war. Well, I mean, they're very expansionist, and, you know, when it comes to a lot of that, and very imperialistic. So, I mean, I'm not surprised, and of course, yeah, that's definitely part of their forte. Well, I mean, it's more or less that, like, they're kind of being reservist about that in a sense. They're trying to do a lot more of, like, economic imperialism, but, you know, they're definitely using a lot of military, like, war flex, in a sense, because they know that they're going to have kind of, like, an economic crisis, and they're going to need something to, like, you know, distract people, you know, with that. And they kind of are slowly but surely kind of building up kind of the more militaristic aspects of things, but they're still being kind of, like, a little reserved about it for now. But that obviously is very likely to subject to change, depending on, you know, what goes on in China domestically. I mean, because obviously there is certainly, like, you know, elements of, you know, their imperialism that's kind of more militaristically ramping up. Whether that's just, like, you know, a dog barking, or, you know, a dog actually, like, you know, ready to fucking bite. I mean, I guess that's kind of, you know, to be seen, but, you know, I suppose, like, if, you know, they do bite, like, how hard would the bite even be? Like, is it all for show? Is it like a paper tiger? Or is it actually, like, kind of a, like, oh shit, you know, kind of forced to be reckoned with? Because, I mean, you know, if anything, I mean, like, out of all the major superpowers, China's military is, like, the one superpower that hasn't really, like, tested the mettle, so to speak. Like, they haven't really been in an actual, like, armed conflict of any sorts. Like, so, we don't really know how their military would shape up. I mean, we've seen, like, Russia's military. We know how the U.S. military operates, but we don't really know, like, how they would handle in, like, a, like, full-on, like, kind of, like, conflict of war situation. They haven't been in that situation. At least, in not any time recently. I mean, the closest they get is, like, weird medieval style, like, skirmishes on the border with India, because they have some weird, like, policy and agreement where, like, they can't have guns, but I guess literal, like, blunt weapons and, like, poleaxes and shit are okay. So, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going up in those fucking mountains over there or some shit, but that's going on, I guess. Like, I mean, so, you know, like, there's literal, like, fist fights that happen in those fucking mountains, and, like, almost, like, medieval style, like, battles and shit. It's so weird. You know what? I suppose it's better than shooting and killing each other. So, I mean, I can't really dog on it too hard. I guess it's a way to kind of, like, you know, release some steam without necessarily escalating shit to such a severity. So, I really don't know how I would, you know, process it, but... You really just drank all that fucking... Dude, I refilled that earlier, like an hour and a half ago. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you that thirsty? Are you that thirsty, boy? Oh my goodness. Well, you don't have to look guilty over this. I mean, you're just thirsty. I mean, you don't have to look guilty. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, be a little yawny boy and be a little poof. There you go. There's your water. Good for your little goober. See your little thing. You're so loud, dude. Seriously? Sounds like a little stream. I have a stream in my garage now. Because somebody is so loud. Dude, that is like over halfway gone. Oh my god. I just like looked how much water you just drank. Dude, there's no way you were that thirsty. Dude, I straight filled that up earlier, and this motherfucker is just like, nah, I need more. How are you this thirsty? It's like the 4th time I filled up that damn bowl today. Goofy ass little thing. My goodness. I swear, if that whole bowl is empty at the end of this, I'm gonna be shocked. Nope. Oh, no. It's about there's about a fifth left. There's a fifth of water left in there. At least, you know, I had that at maximum capacity, and now it's down to like 20%. There's not much left going on in that one. Whoa. Last night a dream went crazy. I was in a haunted house, right? We were trying to deal with some ghosts. Face splitting open real spooky shit, so we trapped the ghosts behind the doors, and that's when every motherfucking doorknob and it has starts rattling. Each one is another ghost. Then they break out and they come face to face with one of them, and that's when I woke up. Oh shit, dude. Whoa. That's some spookiness, dude. Whoa. Here, I'm trying to see if there's like anything else on the tube that we can look at, and there really is not like much. It's like, bruh. Boo. It's like, boo. So I don't watch Asian horror movies before bed. I'm not gonna lie, like last night I had a weird ass dream where for some reason like the new people that like we have at work, for some reason I was at work, which those dreams suck and are horrible already as it is, and basically I was like, for some reason they were the polar opposite of their personalities. Like they were utter fucking dicks and assholes for some reason, and they're not, like, you know, if you actually meet them, they're super chill as fuck and pretty cool, you know, but like, I mean, but for some reason, like, there was like in my dream, like, not just them, but like literally everybody, like at my workplace, like, you know, coworkers, customers, like for some reason everybody was just an asshole, and I'm sitting there like, you were like, what's wrong with you all, including you? Well, I mean, I was kind of like wondering if I, like, you know, was
if
like,
everyone's not an asshole, that's your dream. If everyone's an asshole, that's real life.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait, one more time. Wait, what?
If everyone's not an asshole, that's a dream. If everyone is an asshole, that's real life.
Well, then I guess most of my life has been a dream. Life is just a dream. Life is just dreams, sweetheart. Shaboom, boom, shaboom. I just kind of know that song. It's a good song.
Yes, Ross.
It's a little fun song. But yeah, for some reason though, like, yeah, I was just like thinking, what the fuck is wrong with everyone? Like, I was thinking, like, there was a part of me, I was like, is everyone, like, you know, like, just had their, like, you know, Cheerios pissed in or some shit? Like, I was, like, genuinely wondering, like, what the fuck? It's like, goddamn. It wasn't really a long dream, though. It was, like, kind of a short dream, but still. The cashier asks if you want to donate to the poor. I am the poor, bitch. True. Dude, whenever I see that stupid little, like, donate thing, it's like, would you like to donate to end world hunger? It's like, bitch, I am a part of the world hunger. I am one of those. This is like, fuck you. He's the fastest major. Today I found out the school my mom teaches has a cat that just wanders into classrooms and around campus all the time. So they recently got him a school picture and ID card. Oh my god. Adorable. Oh my god, that is so fucking cute. Oh my god. What a sweeto. What a little sweetheart. When winter is approaching, your normal depression will combine with your seasonal depression. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Replace winter with summer for me. I don't like summer because it's too fucking hot. Okay, you're spamming me with the links, bro. And you're sending me food porn. Of course. God damn, that is beautiful and delicious. We should find like a long... I want a long form, like something to react to that we can like pontificate with. Say don't have contact. Well, I want some, man. Well, also, you know what? Yeah, actually, I just remembered. I know on Patreon, TJ had an Abandoned Hope suggestion thread. Maybe we could find something there. We could find maybe something that, you know, someone suggested that you might not have looked at. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Here, let's see what we have here. Okay, that would be funny, but not worth it. No. No. Talk about. Oh, okay. Alright. I have a contender. Okay, I might have found something that's a contender. Please get the okay, there. I don't know if that's worth a shit. I already saw that. Maybe. Tanner Cook. He's a tool shed. Okay. There's a response to the. Nah, whatever. I think I might have seen that one too. Okay, I found another contender. Is that all the links? Oh, no, there's another link. But
yeah, this is the new trash night. There's not much trash. I ain't hobbling all the way out to the frickin' curb with the trash. So if you have lots of trash you want getting rid of.
Well, okay.
That's up to you. So hardly any in the kitchen and.
Okay.
Mine's fine,
okay.
So I'm good.
Random abrupt little whatever. Coked out pre-sad attempt at comedy. Oh wait, what? Okay, all right, that is strong contender right there. All right, and the last link has no explanation, so I don't trust it nor care about it. Okay, so there was that one. Okay, you know what? We'll do a little decision here. Coked out pre-sad attempt at comedy, or why Starbucks must crush unions to survive. It's a little on the long side, but okay. At least that's what the person said. And then there was, what was it? Where was it? Muslim corn guy talking about why Muslims should be business owners because all businesses are run by the Jews. Like, I mean, those are my contenders. And I'm like, you know what? That one and the coked out priest sound really good. Those sound like bangers. You know what? We could just do both. Just because fuck it. Well, jeez. Bonk. Bonk. Coke Priest. You know, I'm feeling the Coke Priest first, honestly. I'm kind of feeling that a little bit, too. I'm feeling the Coke Priest.
Comes to intimacy.
It comes to the... Oh my god. This by a channel called Focus Catholic. And this is also 8 years ago. And yes, this guy certainly sounds like he's coked out. And this is comedy, and it's about intimacy. Oh my god, this is already going to be bad. Oh fuck, what are we getting into? I don't know, what are we doing? Oh boy, are we going to immediately regret this?
You know, I'll shake anyone's hand. I'm sure you're the same way. You'll shake anyone's hand. But when it comes down to...
I don't know about you there, buddy. I don't know if I'll shake your hand there, bud. I might give you an elbow bump. How about that? We'll elbow bump.
There's fewer people that you're going to hug, right? You know those people at Mass? You go to and sign a peace, you're like, hi, sign a peace. Like, I don't shake hands, I hug. Like, I don't hug, I shake hands. Back off, freakazoid. Like...
Back off, freakazoid? Are you afraid of hugs? Wait, what? So wait, is there a problem with hugs? Wait, are people freaks for hugging?
You know, there's something like, I'll shake anyone's hand, but, you know, there's fewer people that I'm going to hug. And there's fewer people that you're going to kiss. No,
where's this going? Where is this leading to?
I come from a really affectionate family. I come from, like, a kissy family. I kiss my dad, hello and goodbye. I kiss my brothers, hello and goodbye.
What? You kiss your dad, you kiss your brothers. Why? Wait. Like, look, okay. Growing up, like, honestly, my mom kind of made me a little bit. She would be like, hey, kiss me on cheeky stuff or whatever. Like, she would actually kind of, like, make me sometimes. I'm just like, no. And, you know, like, you know, because, like, she and her side of the family are kind of, like, kissy a little bit. I kind of get what he means. But, like, for me, it's like, yeah, I come from Kiss fan because my mom would, you know, be like, give me kisses on cheek and want that back and stuff like that. Which is like, no. Like, I mean, I don't want that. And it's, you know, just like, you know, it was just like, you know, for me, yeah, a little weird, whatever. But, you know, like, it wasn't with, like, my, you know, like, with my dad or, like, with my brothers or nephews or this and that or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it's with, you know, mostly, like, my mom and my aunts or my grandma or this and that. Like, I mean, so, are we projecting here, Mr. Priest? Alright, holy fuck, dude, Jesus Christ, what HD fucking, like, movies, like, level camera are they using for this? Oh my god. How much money do these fuckers rake in?
Which is weird because my little brother was once a student at UMD for a couple of years. And so, I mean, our kiss is more like a headbutt than anything else. Like, you know, we talked to my brother, like, hey buddy, how you doing?
Why are there people cheering?
Good to see you. But it's crazy because students saw this, they were like, does Father Mike, do you have to kiss him every time? Like, no, that's his brother. Okay, good. Because okay, good, it's incest.
Like, what the fuck? It's like, is it because they're gay? No, it's because it's incest. It's like, oh, okay, good.
Anyone's hand, there's less people that you'll hug, there's fewer people that you're gonna kiss. There's fewer people that you're gonna kiss like that. Because...
Oh my god, what the what room, wait, what, I thought it was gonna be a bunch of weird old people. What fucking event is this where there's a bunch of, like, women here? Wait, what's going on here? What is it, what? That literally explains nothing. Like, what? Is there comments to this? There's no comments somehow?
Because there's a difference between the way you kiss your mom and the way you kiss your girlfriend. Right? There is.
There better be. I mean, like I said, like the whole, like, you know, hey, I love you, kiss on the cheek type of thing, like, you know, from your mom or some shit, is certainly different than, like, the I love you and the kiss on the lips from your, you know, with your girlfriend or your, you know, boyfriend or whatever the fuck, you know, right? So, like, I mean, yeah, there better be. Like, this is so weird, bro. Like, is this, like, his weird, like, you know, this is comedy, wink wink, you know, like coy way of like coming out almost, but like just using it in a comedic form so people don't notice? Because my gaydar going the fuck off on this one.
There is a difference between the way you kiss your mom and the way you kiss your girlfriend. Because, please, we know.
And also the incest star is going off, like, in a sense of just, like, all the red flags about that. Why does he keep referencing this so much? Like, Jesus Christ. He's like, no, because, of course, there is a difference. Yeah, right? Yeah, obviously. It's like, no shit. There's, like, obviously different norms of, like, you know, kissing and shit. Like, I mean, there's, like, you know, like, there's like, there's like, you know, the whole sign of like, yeah, respect of like, hey, I respect you, mwah, mwah, you know, that's like a greet type of thing, you know, it's like, there's all sorts of variations of shit like that, right? Like, but, like, that's kind of a duh. Like, I mean, at least I would hope so. But this dude is like, well, we know that, right? Yeah, and he also continues to repeat himself. Yeah, dude, this guy is coked up.
These levels of intimacy they're different. So anybody will shake my hand. Fewer people we're gonna hug. Fewer people you're gonna kiss. Fewer people you're gonna kiss like that. But as human beings, we don't want to stop there. I don't know if this is news to you.
Yeah, probably to me, I guess, because like I can stop, you know, depending on the context of different situations, being like, hey, you know, obviously certain social behaviors are not cool, you know, when it comes to doing certain things, so don't do them. That's not cool, that's fucked up, no bueno. So, like, I mean, it's pretty obvious to deduce, and plus that, and obviously I just don't want to do that. Like, it's starting to sound rapey. I know, this is starting to get really creepy. This is why I'm trying to, like, explain like this, because, like, I mean, dude, you were, like, because it's coming down to the whole premise and rooted, like, I was seeing where this is getting rooted into. It's rooted the whole idea of, like, oh, well, if we didn't have God, then what's stopping us from, like, murdering and raping and all this other shit? Like, there wouldn't be any morals then. Ooh. Like, that's essentially, it's like what this whole fucking weird comedy bit is, like, you know, rooting itself into. It's like, well, obviously, if there was no morals, then we wouldn't stop, you know, where we do. It's like, you know, well, hey, guess what? You know, it's like you don't have to have gold, you know, or whatever the fuck, you know, to kind of figure that out. Like, you can realize and deduce that information and realize that, you know, there are things that are unethical, not cool, and fucked up, and you shouldn't do that shit, you know, without needing good. Like, you can do that on your own. And also just based on, like, you know, especially, like, you know, societal influences and norms and shit like that. I mean, you know, like, because a lot of that also, you know, comes from, like, you know, how you're raised and growing up as well. There's a difference between kissing your girlfriend and kissing your mom. The difference is how far you stick down your tongue. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Ugh.
If you love someone, what do you want to do? You don't just want to give them a hug or a handshake or a kiss. You want to give them your whole self, right?
No. Oh my God, dude, this guy does look coked. Oh my God, this guy looks coked out, bro. Holy shit. And look, I love a lot of people. There's plenty of people in my life that I love platonically. And I don't want to give my whole self to them. Like, I love my mom, I love my dad, I love my, you know, my friends and shit. But, you know, like, I love them platonically. Like, there are some friends I love a little more and stuff, but, like, there's, you know, a whole extra level of that called friends with benefits. You know, so that's why that's a whole side thing. Like, so, I mean, there are certainly some people that I love that, you know, might go the extra level, for sure. You know, and obviously there's, you know, an extra level of, like, you know, when it comes to, you know, mutual partnership and, like, being boyfriend, girlfriend, stuff like that, all that other shit, you know, but, like, you can love people and not have to, like, give your whole self, so to speak, in a very sexual way that this guy's talking about. Like, you can love people and it could be very platonic and not be sexual whatsoever.
You want to give them everything you are, everything you have. You want to give them their whole body. This is just what love wants. It's what love desires, to give your whole body.
I think you're, okay, Mr. Priest, bro, you coked out weirdo. Like, I think you're mistaking sexual, like, desire for love. And that is a problem on you, not on society or anyone else. Like, you, that's your problem there, buddy. And that says a lot about you.
To the other person, to be a gift to someone. Not just in thoughts, but with your whole self. And so that question is like, what's the difference between, like, you know, even when it comes to kissing, what's the difference between, like, giving a kiss and taking a kiss? I think it's a good question.
You started to really sound rapey now.
Imagine this, here's a couple, they have an amazing date, they go out, they have a great movie, dinner, whatever, and here's a guy, he pulls up in front of her house, and they walk up the front yard, or front, wherever you walk, sidewalk, off the front porch, and they're sitting there, here's the porch light, here's the door, and they're like, the man comes in, and he just...
Oh, the man comes in, you know,
embraces this woman, puts his hand around her back, and draws her head to his chest.
Yeah, I knew it.
Says, I had a great time tonight. And he just gives her this gentle kiss and says, thank you so much.
Oh yeah, so gentle, huh?
And he gives her a kiss. And he opens the door. She walks in, he closes it.
Yeah, because that's exactly what's going on in that situation.
He steps off the porch and, like, flies to his car. Right? I mean, guys, like, honestly, if you're a man, you've been in that situation, whatever song is playing when you get in that car is, like, your dream song. Like, I love this song! It's like...
What the fuck?
All about that bass. Like, I don't care! I don't care! It's so romantic! Now...
What is he yammering about?
The girl, you know, the door shuts and, like, you just float up the stairs, you know, and you're brushing your teeth like, why am I smiling so much? I don't even know. You go to bed, you know, the next morning you wake up and you have this smile like, why am I so happy? Oh, yeah. That was awesome. That was a great date. And imagine the same couple, same amazing date, same dinner, same movie, same everything, same sidewalk, same porch light, same door. And the guy says, I had a great night tonight. And they just like...
What the fuck? He turns into a zombie? Wait, what? What the fuck?
Each other on the porch, and people driving by are like, what's he doing? Is he eating your face off? What's happening? He's like a lion tamer.
Yeah, he fucking, like, you know, got on the coke and bath salts so hard that he became a zombie.
Mouth in, whole head in their mouth. The light switch is flicking, you know, the light's going on and off.
Is he talking to a youth, like, group or some shit?
Like,
oh no, oh my god. You know what? Like, if that's the case, holy shit, this is starting to make sense. Because I've been to, like, church camps before growing up, and yeah, they sometimes like to use comedy as a way to, like, tell their sermons sometimes, and oh my god, this explains it. Oh my fucking god, this explains everything, and yes, he is coked the fuck up too, I guarantee it.
Okay, woo, good job.
And that's also probably why these kids are cackling and shit, because, like, I mean, they are sheltered. They don't know what is good comedy.
Oh, yeah.
This is probably, to them, the best comedy session they've ever had. Sadly.
Good night. Stumbles down the steps, you know, gets in the car, drives with the windows open, head out the window, just cooling down. She goes up, everyone gets, you know, goes to bed, brushes their teeth.
I suppose we could forgive them, and, well, I hope. I mean, I hope a lot of them decide to become like me and become like, you know, fucking old punkhead and a rebellious shit, because, yeah, like, man, dude, You know what? Oh my god. Hold on. You know what? Fuck the rest of this. Look, can we find some, like, I know, like, my church used to, like, upload some of this shit on YouTube before. I'm not even gonna, I'm gonna fucking see if I can find this shit. Okay, let's see. Did I just find it? No, I don't think that's it. Fucking hell. Oh shit, yeah, there actually, someone has a whole fucking vlog from 10 years ago. Was this 10 years ago? No, I stopped going to them at that point, but, funny enough, like, I am seeing some stuff. I don't know if it was this specific, like, church that I went to, though. I'm not finding anything specifically. I am finding, like, the whole major, like, church itself, though, like, Foursquare, because that's the one I went to. Trying to think. Well, I know, like, every year they have, like, a different theme or some shit. I actually trying to. Hold on, I'm gonna see if here, let's see. Does this help anything? Nope, it doesn't. Okay, well, yeah, I cannot find a fucking thing. Man, I was hoping maybe I could find something, but no. It's a little annoying. Whatever. I was hoping to maybe see if because I know, like, my church used to do these little stupid little promos, and they were on YouTube. You know, at least back when I, went to them, because I knew, like, they would have them uploaded there. So, like, I would have to, like, you know, specifically figure out what the fuck the actual, like, channel name is or some shit, but, you know, to find them. But there ain't, I don't think there, well, would there be a way? Yeah, it's such a big thing, though, so it's gonna be hard to fucking... There, maybe with this? Oh, well, okay. Alright, hold on, I think I might have found it. Yeah, okay, well, I found the church's official channel, but, okay, well, let's look at their other channel. They don't even have anything, or god damn it. Okay, well, fucking hell. Wait, oh, playlists. Do they have, like, some random summer camp playlist shit? Oh my god, they have, like, 1,000 fucking playlists. Holy shit. What the hell? Why do they have so many of them? Yeah, okay, well, they have, like, fuck all. Holy shit, they stream these things. Oh, holy fuck, they actually do? Wow, yeah. I guess they stream their sermons, too, I guess. Well, you know what, they have, like, a bunch of fancy, like, you know, camera equipment. I do remember that, so I'm not surprised. What? Yeah, they're all about the same time. About an hour. Yeah, I remember them being about an hour. About an hour long, give or take. It felt like about, like, 8 hours, because, like, by the time, like, my mom was done talking with fucking everybody, once the sermon was over, it was, like, it would start at, like, 7, and then it would end at, like, technically around 8. And then, at that point, it would just be more like 9 when we would leave, because mom would be talking with different people. It's just like, it's like fucking hell. At least in the youth part, there was, like, you know, this fucking little, like, you know, video game section, so, you know, I would just, like, distract myself just playing Star Fox at that point. Like, they would have that stuff, you know, open before, at least for the youth groups and stuff, but then afterwards, too. At least for, like, the youth church part of it. So, that and Smash and a few other, you know, games and stuff like that. And when Wii came out, they put one of those in there and shit. So, you know, people were doing a lot of that, too. So, I mean, so at least for, like, the youth part of church, I mean, I don't really have too many negative, you know, memories on, but it's because I didn't pay fuck one for attention when it came to, like, any of the actual, like, church part. I was just there for, you know, to distract myself with, like, Star Fox or something. Like, I didn't give a shit. I was like, nah, fuck that. What is your deal? Can we not? What? Can you not give me that look? You big butt? You little turd? Oh my good grief. He's just giving me a stare down. What? Why do you keep looking at me like that? What the fuck? I'm sorry, if you do another bark, I'm just gonna have to just squeeze you until you pop. Just give you a big old squeeze. It looks like you're like twitching for a bark, dude. You're like... Like he really wants to, but he just knows I'm just gonna tell him to shut up once I do. Little goof. Even though there's like... Man... How are you such a vacuum cleaner? I mean, honestly, like, I mean, I filled that food earlier, that water bowl twice, and both of them are almost gone. There's like a little bit of kibble left in that bowl, and that water is pretty much like, you know, where it was from earlier. It's... It's like, how much of a little vacuum cleaner is he, dude? Like, I mean... Like, how much can he eat and absorb? Good grief. Goodness gracious. Good. Not real too much for a tube at this point, but I think I'm gonna stick around for a little bit more. I'm not feeling quite ready to wrap it up, but holy shit, this is so annoying when there's like literally like nothing to check out. Oh wait, hold on. You know what? I want to look at that other thing that I was thinking about. The dude who, I guess the Muslim dude who literally thinks like all businesses are ran by the Jews. Oh, straight up a YouTube short? Okay, well, that's lame, but whatever. Fuck it. Must be business owners. They must be.
Muslims must be business owners. If you saw my recent videos, you would know almost every single company in the world is Zionist owned. They literally...
Oh boy. Oh boy. Every single one of them? No, they're not. Oh my god. Okay, I really want to see the full, like, the full YouTube short. Because, just that dude right there in the far right over there in this video, oh boy, I can already tell. Oh my god. Ay. I mean, the Hitler particles are just, like, screeching everywhere from this video. Like, oh my lord. like, not every single company is ran by fucking Jews. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I mean, yeah, are there some companies that are ran by some? Sure. Are a lot of them, like, invested in this shit directly? Probably not. They probably could give a fuck outside of, you know, like, whatever their specific, like, business interests are when it comes to the business that they're in. Like, I don't think they could give a fuck about, like, anything else at that point. Like, because it's numero uno, number one when it comes to their priorities. Just like any other capital owner and CEO and other business mogul fucking freako. Like, I mean, you know, they all have the same modus operandi, so there ain't no different. And, like, and also, like Zionism isn't, like, it's some corporate thing. Like, that's a religious ideological idea and concept. And the idea that, like, every Jew is somehow a Zionist is fucking retarded. Like, I mean, there's plenty of them that are vehemently opposed to that type of idea and are very openly, you know, vocal being against it, especially as of lately.
And in every single industry, they control the money through the banks. They control the money.
Oh my god. It's literally just fucking, it's literally just anti-Semitic talking points. It's just like it's JQ shit. And this is just on YouTube. It's just like, you know, yeah, just casually on YouTube. Wait, there's comments to this. I want to see. This video got taken down. I wonder why. And be a slave to no one but the creator of the creation, Allah. Well, wait, hold on. You're saying you'll be a slave to Allah but no one else? Oh my god, that's so pathetic. Holy fuck. I like how YouTube actually says translate to English. And it does not help at all. I'm pretty sure, honestly, so many of these are fucking, like, bots, honestly, because they pretty much, you know, all say the same thing. And what was this one? Sukov! Shut up! Want to be a businesswoman? Guide me on a good path. Well, in the most extreme forms of Islam and stuff, most of them don't want that to be a thing. I'm actually surprised that there isn't one that shut you down on that one. Oh my god. Is there, like, new comments? It's just fake. But yeah, but you're, oh, Jesus is watching. Yeah, because your Christianity is so much better. Good. Instead of just be ashamed. Well, yeah, pretty much. That'd be a good mess of being anti-Semite. Yeah, pretty much. At least according to this video. So far, I like how it'll actually show the full, like, little thing, but super tiny when I have the comment section up. Wow, love it. Turn false. Which? Wait, what? What's going on here? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. The comment section is destroying my brain. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I guess fuck it. We'll just. It's only like another 15 seconds. Fuck it. I guess we'll see whatever weird bullshit's in this.
The U.S. government, media companies, school institutions, the food.
Wait, the food
industry, you name it.
You name it. They're in everything, baby. This could hold so many scientists, baby. All the industries. So, like, they can just hold so many of them, bro. This bad boy can hold so many scientists. It's like, what is this? Just like blanket, just like, yeah, they're just in everything. Like, just...
Single industry, they own it. Now, being a businessman is a
No, they don't.
now of all profit, but the Matrix owners don't want you to be a business.
Matrix owners? Oh my god, dude. This is like some weird AI bot fucking acolyte of Tate or some shit. Oh my god, this is goddamn ran by like some weird Andrew Tate acolyte. Does he make full videos? No, of course he doesn't. It's just this shit. Oh my fucking god, there's... Wait, what the fuck is this? There's a bunch of shit about this song. Oh my god, dude, this... Holy fuck, dude, this goes on and on. Dude, this... Low-key might be... Oh my god, this one has like 1.6 million views. There might be like, you know, some bangers in here, low-key. For just absurd bullshit to rip on, but you know what, I just realized because I just clicked on that one short, I'm gonna get endless shorts from this fucker. Oh god. Oh no, oh no. Oh, I just realized that. I know how the YouTube short algorithm works, and I just realized that. Fuck me.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm gonna get that more frequently now. Fuck. Well, at least I can have an archive to rip on, I suppose, but is that really good? Is that honestly something that's worth being like, yep, fucking nice? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think that's good for the soul. Damn. What's the brokest y'all been? The card declined on ramen noodles. I was buying one bag. Cashier just said, man, just take it. Based cashier. And oof. And honestly, man, I've had a few moments where I'm just like, well, fuck, I'm that broke. Shit. But, I mean, not really in that situation. But I work at a store, so I can, yeah. Usually have, you know, desperate measure situation on that one. Also, you know, coworkers usually can, you know, hook you up every now and then. Because obviously we all get paid at the same time, so it's like, they know that, like, hey, I know you got paid. Where's my money? You know, so it's like, where's my money for hooking you up that one time? So... like, I mean, that type of shit happens pretty frequently. So, I mean, I have, like, I guess, loopholes. But, goddamn, I've definitely been in situations where I'm like, fuck. I'm like, well, oop. That actually happened to me once in Iceland, where I was like, I had money, but I just didn't have it, like, transferred onto my card properly. And I was just like, oh, well... I should probably make sure I have that money in my account, you know, before I, like, try to pay for this. Oops. And that was kind of a little bit of a embarrassment moment of like, well, American Tourist, card decline. Well, that looks embarrassing. It's like, oop. Even though it's just literally over the fact that I just, you know, need to put some money in, you know, for my savings into the card, but still, it's like, well, I don't look like a poor shit in the world. Why are you being a sassy bastard, bro? Was a princess in your little nails trimmed or something? Like, shut up. Good lord. Goofy asshole fucking ball absurdity. I just know he's got another bar coming up. I just know it. I don't even know why he's being all a little sassy. I don't get it. Like, what the fuck? You got no reason for it. You're the most spoiled little shit in the world. My God, I don't think this dog realized how spoiled he is. I knew it! That was like a weak half-ass bark, but I fucking knew it. He knows what I'm talking about. He knows. Little asshole. You really want to start some beef tonight? You really want to end this night with a little bit of beef? You little shit. Call me a little attitude, little prick. Dios mío. Dios mío. But I think let's get this last little boat cashed out for the evening and all that fun stuff. And a little shorty. Well, I guess not technically that short. 2.5 hours ain't super short, but it ain't really super long. A nice little lukewarm medium. What are you doing? Snooping around like a little bitch? What are you doing? The fuck is wrong with you? Little freak. You really want to start some beef tonight? You really want to end this night with a little bit of sass and some problems? Because there about to be some problems. Little goofy little shit. Idiot. And let's call it go for the rest of the lovely evening. So, peace out. And of course, I shall see y'all that next one. So, a toodaloo, buggeroo.